Hey everyone, this is Toasted from Toasted Gaming, and welcome back. If you're new here, this is the part where I tell you that I've already lost way too many hours of my life making lists, just like this one. I've ranked games by engines, I've ranked forgotten trash, and yes, I've even suffered through some of the worst shovelware humanity has to offer. If that sounds like your kind of masochism, there's a playlist, maybe more than one currently, on my channel, waiting specifically for you. Now, today we're diving into one of the most cursed, glorious, and downright insane corners of gaming history. If Doom modding is the crazy uncle who shows up drunk to every family gathering, Half-Life modding is the younger sibling who shows up with a gun, a Bible, and a total conversion mod about playing as a goddamn headcrab. This community has been cooking up wild experiments since 1998, and somehow people are still releasing quality mods in 2024 and 2025. So how did I rank them? Mostly based on my own opinion, like always on the channel. Because let's face it, I'm the one actually playing all these mods and rating them. But I also as always factored in reviews, community love, and just how big of a mark each mod left on the Half-Life scene. If mod was brilliant, it's up here. If it's not brilliant, then maybe it was brilliant, but just not as good as these ones, then who knows, we might have to make second part to this. We'll see. Before we jump in, quick reminder, if you want 1 week early access to my videos, and want your suggestions for future rankings to actually get priority, like this one. This one was suggested by one of the members of the channel, a true legend. You will also get your name in the credits, and you will help my channel grow. Right, enough chit chat, let's grab our crowbars, pray G-Man doesn't show up, and jump into the top 20 best Half-Life mods of all time, in my opinion. Also, sorry guys, no stuff like Counter-Strike, Team Fortress Classic, Van Co-op, Cry of Fear, Day of Defeat. These things, yes, while they started as mods, they just got so big that nowadays they're more known as separate games that don't even need Half-Life. All of these things I just mentioned were on my GoldSrc engine ranking video. Check it out on my channel. Cutlasses, axes, longswords, and absolutely zero rules. PvK is the purest kind of Half-Life 1 chaos. 3 ridiculous factions brawling in melee-heavy, objective-driven maps with the occasional boomstick for spies. It's scrappy, it's loud, and it absolutely commits to the bit. Balance was never perfect, and the learning curve could headbutt you, but as a concept, it's legendary. So much so it later spawned a Source follow-up. PvK earns the spot for sheer personality and for proving GoldSrc could do more than headcrabs and hound eyes. It could also do pirates yelling "Yarr!" while a Viking buries an axe in a night. Beautiful nonsense. This is the fan expansion energy I love. A full single-player campaign that feels like a lost cousin of the original game. Sweet Half-Life mixes grounded Black Mesa firefights with bizarre detours, smart set pieces, and that late 90s we'll try everything on spirit. It's not the flashiest mod on the list, some encounters are old school rough, but it's packed with variety and momentum, and it respects your time. If you want classic Half-Life vibes with a few wild swings, this is comfort food with spice. It lands here for being consistently fun, confidently paced, and way more imaginative than you'd expect. Tower defense in GoldSrc, and it actually works. Base defense is a co-op crack. Build and upgrade defenses, hold choke points, scrape together cash. panic when the next wave spawns behind you, and repeat. It's less about a cinematic campaign and more about that one more run loop with friends. It's when co-op players will feel right at home. Presentation is utilitarian and the grind can creep in. But the loop hits hard. Place turrets, cover gaps, triage disasters, and barely survive. It ranks here because it turns Half-Life into a party game without losing that crunchy Half-Life feel. Bring friends. Or bring a shovel. Max Payne stumbles into Black Mesa, mutters something noir, and dives in slow motion through a hail of MP5 fire. Half-Payne is a surgical gameplay overhaul. Bullet time, shoot dodges, slick hit reactions, and rebalanced guns that make the entire Half-Life campaign feel brand new. It's not a total conversion. It's a make Half-Life sing again package. Clean effects, crunchy feedback, and stylish carnage that never breaks the core game. A few encounters can become hilariously abusable. Sorry, Marines. But the swagger is irresistible. It lands this high for turning a 1998 shooter into a ballistic action movie without losing the Half-Life soul. What if you weren't Gordon? Or even human? Point of view flips the script and lets you play as a Vortigaunt fighting through the Black Mesa disaster from the other side. No MP5s here. You're zapping enemies with alien energy, managing a very different moveset, and solving encounters that were built around your new physiology. It feels fresh without breaking Half-Life's rhythm, with nice level design and clever situations that only work because you're an alien. It isn't flashy for the sake of it. It's thoughtful. A true see the incident from a new angle campaign that earns its spot on creativity alone, and still plays great today. Before tactical shooter was a star isle, Firearms was already doing it in GoldSrc. Realistic gunplay, huge weapon rosters, objective-driven maps, and team tickets that turn every push into a resource war. It's slower, meaner Half-Life. Positioning, suppression, and coordination actually matter. Balance was a moving target, and it's obviously aged. But there's a reason this mod built a cult. It gave Half-Life multiplayer teeth. Get a squad, capture points, drain their reinforcements, and argue about loadouts like it's 2003 again. Not the prettiest on the list, but historically important and still satisfying when the teamwork clicks. The third Halfquake is equal parts art piece and torture chamber. Deadly traps, puzzle rooms that laugh at you, and a surreal presentation with a weird soundtrack. Halfquake Sunrise isn't here to coddle you, it's here to make you die in 50 creatively humiliating ways, and then applaud when you finally figure it out. The humor is pitch black, the design is meticulous, and the vibe is unlike anything else in the Half-Life scene. It's intentionally unfair sometimes. But that cruelty is the joke. If you want vanilla comfort, skip it. If you want unforgettable, weird, and brilliant, welcome home. Vendetta takes Poke 646's gritty urban world and tightens everything. Sharper pacing, stronger set pieces, and that trademark custom art direction that makes GoldSrc look way cooler than it should. It doesn't reinvent the formula, it refines it. You're moving through moody streets and industrial spaces that feel handcrafted for combat flow, with just enough story to keep the momentum. The result is a sequel that stands shoulder to shoulder with the original. Stylish, confident, and endlessly replayable. If Poke 646 proved how far a total conversion could push Half-Life, Vendetta proves it wasn't a fluke. Half-Life, but cranked to 11. Brutal Half-Life is a gameplay overhaul that dials up gun feel, gore, and feedback, so every shotgun blast feels like a war crime. Weapons hit harder, enemies react louder, and fights snowball into glorious chaos. It's not a total conversion, it's an adrenaline refit. So you still play the classic campaign, just meaner, faster, bloodier. Balance can tilt toward power fantasy, but that's the point. It's Half-Life as a loud, punchy arcade shooter. If you want surgical pacing, look elsewhere. If you want the MP5 to sound like a thunder and paint the walls, welcome home. A Russian single-player total conversion with a tactical horror edge. You play a Secret Service officer in a modern setting, clearing hostile sites by flashlight and muzzle flash. PARANOIA pushed GoldSrc visually for its time with custom rendering tricks and moody lighting. Okay, enough of this weird, fake Russian accent. And it leans into grounded weapons, tighter spaces, and jump scare tension instead of sci-fi labs. It's occasionally unforgiving, but the atmosphere is thick enough to chew. Think Black Mesa meets late night urban ops. Slower, heavier, and ruthlessly committed to immersion. It lands here for sheer craft. Beautiful assets, confident direction, and a vibe all its own. I included this in my GoldSrc engine game ranking, but it's more of a mod than a real game. So it's here too, the only thing that belongs to both videos, in my opinion. Formerly known as Half-Life Delta, this is a full single-player total conversion set during Resonance Cascade. You know, that time when Gordon brought all the Xen aliens to Earth. You're Nick Farrell, an engineer at Delta Base, trying to survive when reality tears itself open. It's a long, multi-chapter campaign with fresh locations, encounters, and gear. And it finally hit Steam in December 2024 under the new name. The pitch? It's classic Half-Life, but the execution is modern. Clean mapping, varied scenarios, and thoughtful combat rhythm. It's not just more Half-Life, it's a parallel disaster story that feels legit. If you wanted a new Half-Life expansion in 2025, this is the one. A free enhancement mod that refines the original game instead of replacing it. Sharper gunplay, tweaked AI reactions, new weapon functions, improved VFX, SFX, and the tons of toggleable options. All aimed at keeping Half-Life's soul intact. It's on Steam since 2023 and maintained by Gunship Mark II. Great guy. I'm guessing, I don't know anything about him. And it's become the default way many people replay the campaign. Familiar, but crisper, and more modern under the hood. No lore bloat, no gimmicks, just better recoil, better feedback, and cleaner presentation. If you love vanilla Half-Life, but wish it felt newer without cheating on it, MMod is the sweet spot. Pretty urban combat, nice new weapons, and a moody art direction that makes GoldSrc look way tougher than 1998 had any right to be. Poke 646 isn't just more Half-Life, it's a full single-player overhaul that drops you into industrial backstreets, libraries, docks, and dive bars, with tons of custom textures and brand new arsenal. Originally released in 2001, it's the kind of total conversion that aged into classic, because the design is confident and the vibe is consistent, stylish, mean, and still a blast. Short, sharp, modern, signal lost. It's a reimagining of Half-Life Uplink, stitching in cut locations and turning that side story into a lean, polished sprint through late-stage Black Mesa chaos. It's the ultimate one-evening campaign that you recommend to anyone who wants something fresh without a 6-hour commitment. Punchy encounters, clean mapping, zero fluff. Also, it's still actively updated in 2025, and there's new episode coming out hopefully soon, so it's not just a nostalgia bait. Pure psychological rot. The single-player remake of the original Afraid of Monsters leans into bleak hospitals, grotty apartments, and nightmare corridors. New enemies, new maps, and multiple endings included. Built by Team Scalar, yeah, the folks who later made Cryosphere. It launched in 2007 and still lands punches thanks to oppressive sound and pacing. If you like your horror mean and your flashlight unreliable, dinner is served. The Half-Life 1 Horror Blueprint. Neil Manki's Black Widow Games rolled out this 3-episode zombie saga between 2000 and 2001, and it set the tone for basically every GoldSrc horror mod that followed. Roll graveyards, stormy nights, shambling dead, classic vibes delivered with craft and atmosphere. It's like some genius made this. Originally distributed via PC Gamer, it's not just influential. If you're ranking Half-Life scares, you start right here. If you ever wished Opposing Force had a spiritual successor, don't worry, here it is. Field Intensity is a full single-player campaign released in 2022. 34 maps, 6 to 8 hours, and a story that runs from the Heku's arrival all the way to the nuke. You play Corporal Stefan Oldfield, a marine fighting through Black Mesa in set pieces that feel expansion grade. It cooked for over a decade under the working title Soldier's Adventures, and the end result is tight pacing, chunky combat, and plenty of fan service that actually lands. If you want more Half-Life without the bloat, this is the one. Before John Wick, there was The Specialist, turning GoldSrc into a Hong Kong action flick. Released in 2002, with final 3.0 build in 2007, it brought bullet time, wall dives, stun chains, dual wielding, kung fu, and even a toggleable third-person camera to Half-Life multiplayer. Being Face-Off meets The Matrix, then add a scoreboard. It's messy, stylish, and ridiculously fun, with creators Filippo Morfeo De Luca and Lorenzo John Matrix Pacini building a cult classic that still gets hosted nights today. If your inner 14-year-old wants to dive through a window in slow-mo, this is church. A one-man passion project that plays like a Lost Valve expansion. Echoes reimagines Black Mesa from the perspective of Candidate 12, layering survival horror pacing up front and explosive Heku battles later. Built by Mr. G. Nang, it squeezes cinematic spectacle and atmosphere out of GoldSrc and got widespread praise as expansion quality. It's polished, story-savvy, and respectful of the canon without being afraid to surprise you. And it's exactly the kind of mod that keeps the scene alive. And the crown goes to the mod that changed the rules. Natural Selection, released in 2002. It fused FPS gameplay with RTS macro. Marines versus Hara aliens, with a commander dropping structures and gear from a top-down view, while the squad fights in first person. It wasn't just a novel, it worked, and it birthed a whole sequel in the studio, Unknown Worlds. Few mods can say they invented a subgenre and kept people playing for decades. This one did. And that's the list. The top 20 Half-Life mods of all time, according to me. Some of you are probably nodding along, some of you are probably furiously typing about how I put your favorite mod too low. And that's exactly what I want. Hit the comments and tell me which positions would you change, or which mod I criminally underrated. Also, tell me in the comments below, do you guys want another list of other 20 best Half-Life mods that didn't make this top 20? I can do it, no problem. So many good mods still left. Or maybe you want to see other mod rankings. Or maybe not mod rankings, maybe something else. Tell me in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button. It helps way more than you think. And of course, subscribe, so you don't miss the next deep dive. Just trust me, more videos are already in the works, and if you've seen my other rankings, you know I'm not slowing down anytime soon. Maybe you got an idea for the next video? Drop it in the comments, or better yet, join the channel, because if you join, your suggestions jump to the top of my list and your name goes straight into the credits as one of the people who keeps this madness alive. And don't forget, there is a Discord link in the description. If you wanna talk with somebody, come join us. So, more videos coming soon, but until then, stay sharp, keep modding, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye guys.